Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about the game Mythic Mischief by Ivy Studio. Mythic Mischief is a 1 to 4 player game. Preferably, I like to play it at 2 players best. It's sort of a head-to-head game. Today I won't be giving a full rules overview. I'll just be highlighting the mechanics that I enjoy in this game. And I'd love to hear what you enjoy about the game as well. So Mythic Mischief, the theme of it is that you're taking on the role of a different type of monster, or so you take on a different fantasy role. So we got, in the base set, we got the wizards, vampires, and zombies. And this comes with a team of 3 characters. So we'll pull our, we got the vampires for demo. And so first off, the miniatures are fantastic in this game. See if I can use the box top to highlight some of that. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll keep it normal setup. But everyone gets 3 different miniatures that you'll send into the library. And the library board here is a 5x5 grid. And the goal of the game is to be the first to get to 10 victory points, or to be the furthest along the track after a certain number of rounds. And so what I find cool about this game is that each monster has a slightly asymmetrical player board that you're taking control of, or character group. And so they're all set up to do 4 different actions. So everyone will have the move action, and then everyone will have a distract action. Those will always be the same from game to game. But the way that they manipulate other characters on the board and the way that they manipulate walls in the game differ slightly, but depending on the character. And for the most part, they tie into the theme of the character that you're playing as. So if we pull up this board again, it'll be seated with these different walls, making it so you can't move directly from one square to another. And then you'll set up a few other things, but there'll be this librarian that starts in, I think, the center of the board, and at the end of each player's turn will move based on the rule card that's out for the before lunch round. And so this shows you how to seed, but all you care about for movement is this top number here. So for this example, the librarian would move 4 spaces after each player's turn. And what the librarian's trying to do is go from 1 to 2 to 3, those spaces on the board, in the path of least resistance. And so, or the most direct path. So you can manipulate the shelving and some of the junk that, I think they call it junk, but there's these tokens that are clutter. So there's the clutter tokens that cost an additional movement to move into. And so you have this agency of choosing how the board state looks to kind of indirectly path where the librarian's going to go. And my favorite part about that is it requires you to kind of plan, because not only everyone has the information of the path that the librarian's trying to do. For this example, the librarian's trying to go up to this top space, and then after they've satisfied that, they'll come down to the 2 and then the 3, which once that happens, it'll trigger the lunch break for the librarian. And then after lunch, if I have one of those cards, you'll flip a different card, which will change the movement and where the numbers go on the board. And it'll also give you a small bonus ability that you have an asymmetrical power for after lunch. And so that is kind of the general rules overview. And my favorite mechanic is that your board, we'll use the blue vampire board because we have those materials out. Each dot on the board shows where dice start out. And so if we can seed this board without dropping any of the dice, that would be super duper. But we have, all right. Moment of truth. Good thing this is double-sided. So you'll seed the board, and based on the number of the where the die is, you can see on the top of each space is what you'll set the die face to, and you get to spend those points to take those actions. And throughout the course of the game, there'll be these book tokens that are seeded out throughout the board based on where the cubes show on the setup card. And if you manage to collect those, you get to place the books in to the rows, which will push the dice out further. So it'll give you more actions. So you can power up specific actions. And so having that control over how much you want to power up your movement or your distract or your ways that you manipulate the shelves or the other player, you have that control of, you know, building up this engine and feeling very satisfying throughout the game, of feeling like you're controlling the strength of your team. And the one thing that I find is pretty cool is, you know, you'd think, oh, well, you collect all the books. Why wouldn't you do that? Because you're stronger. Every character has a one-time ability here that while it's charged up with a book, you can spend to do a powerful bonus. And that decision of, oh, do I want to spend it now to have a really cool tactical turn, to have the librarian capture 3 of my opponent's figures to get 3 points, or do I want to, you know, permanently boost my move action so that I can just move around more to get out of sticky situations, isn't the most obvious decision of which one you should do. And so the fact that you can either use them to fill that space and spend them to get slowly, like, one-time really powerful rewards, or to just build into your engine, is a really cool mechanic that Mythic Mischief has been able to add into this tactical game. And so that is probably my favorite, outside of the production value is beautiful in this game. Outside of that, my favorite mechanic in the game is that constant decision of where to put your books for leveling up certain powers or using it for your one-time bonus. I'd love to hear in the comments below what your favorite part or what your favorite character in Mythic Mischief is. And if you like videos like this, please subscribe. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I hope to hear from you soon.